Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Yeah, and welcome to the Super Fun Awesome Maybe Done Pedal Show.
Hey, welcome.
I'm Gabor.
My name's Alex.
And we have the Freak Out by Digitech.
Sure do. This is a feedback pedal,
Yes,
in case you didn't know what you were watching.
yes. And we had a little bit of help from the Pictronics Ecolution Ultra Pro 2
Yes.
and the Mantic Proverb.
Proverb, which is a springish type reverb.
Yes,
We did a video on that, so check that out if you're into springish reverbs.
and stuff.
We also had some overdrive from the Anarchy Audio Gain of Tones.
Down here, you can maybe see the green light on my pants. It's a bright green light. And we're going into the Seriatone. It's out of screen, but it's just there. OTS 20 Mini.
Mini 20.
Mini 20. Yeah, close enough.
Very cool. So, you're playing some lovely feedbacky stuff there.
Yes,
Like a little bit 80s.
maybe a movie from the 80s. Anyway, so the Freak Out, basically, it's a natural feedback creator. Okay, so you have two toggle switches, you've got one concentric knob, and you've got one non-concentric knob. So you've got a toggle switch here for momentary on or off. So momentary meaning at the moment we had it set so you turn the pedal on and it's on. Momentary meaning you have to actually hold the button in for it to be on. And then you have that concentric knob. So basically, the bottom part of the concentric knob, what do they actually call it? They call it the...
Onset.
Onset, yeah. It's very shiny and bright. Onset, so basically what it means is if you hit the note, which let's just do a little example, shall we? How long it takes for the feedback to actually start.
Develop, yeah.
If it's instant feedback or if it, like with real feedback, when you hold a note and it gradually goes into feedback.
Yeah, it kind of develops and cascades and...
So let's just as an example, so if I turn this all the way down, it's instant feedback, which sounds a bit like this. If you turn it over, all the way up clockwise, it just takes a little while for the feedback to start. So it kind of goes into feedback.
Yeah.
That's the onset. Then above it you have the gain. Now the gain is basically, I think, sort of the volume for the effect, so how dominant you want the harmonics to be, whether you want them to be, the harmonics of the feedback to be, if you want them to be more subtle or more in your face. And then you have the type. Now the type has multiple settings where at the moment it's set to, what is it called? Natural high. But you have a whole bunch of different ones. So you've got one that's called sub, which gives you a subharmonic. So let's make it a little shorter, like this, which sounds a little like this. So it's the same note as you're playing, but an octave down, or multiple octaves down. Then you've got the first setting, which gives you a unison note. And let's put some reverb on again because it sounds good. It needs a bit of ambiance. Then you've got a second. Now what the second does is it gives you two notes or two harmonic notes. Oh, and I got to turn the volume off. Then you have a third, which actually gives you 3 harmonics. Then you've got a fifth, which gives you 5. And it tends to go higher up, but what it also does is then you can, depending on where your volume knob is and where your tone knob is and which pickup you're using, you're getting slightly different harmonics.
Cool.
Kind of like in actual real harmonic.
Yeah, it's pretty clever how they've done it.
Yeah. And then you have the low, natural lows. Now, natural lows gives you a whole bunch of different ones, again, depending on where your volume and all that is set. But it focuses on the low frequencies.
Yeah.
And then you've got natural high, and it focuses more on the high frequency. Just by changing the pickup, it changes the harmonic. So just by changing the pickup and the volume control, it actually gives you different harmonics.
Yeah, cool.
It's pretty cool.
That was a fun release.
Oh, and then you have also a dry on and off. So at the moment it's set to dry on, so you have the dry signal and the feedback. But you can also set it to like an EBow style where you don't have the dry signal.
Especially if you lengthen the onset a bit.
So you don't get the original note, it's just...
Cool. That's for those violin-y type lead sounds, and you can do string type effects.
It's like having an electronic bow of sorts.
Yes. Excellent.
Well, do you want to do some playing?
Sure.
Well, that was basically not... Well, anyone who watches it, seen it anyway, I'm an old jazz master.
Hey, do you want to whack some delay on?
And let's whack some
That's pretty cool.
Pictronics Ecolution 2 Ultra Pro delay on, which is...
Over there.
there.
That looks comfortable.
Yes.
I think this preset's kind of like a tape delay thing. We're going to get into that pedal.
Do you want some gainage or no gainage?
Ooh, maybe a little bit.
A little bit of gainage?
Sure. Yeah, I like those kind of stringy type EBow things.
It sounds cool.
Yeah.
Like it's a whole different texture. I love the EBow. I've got an EBow, and we should actually do a demo of the EBow.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we should do a shootout. EBow versus freakout. Freakout. I guess freakout.
Use the EBow on the freakout.
Double bowing action. All right.
Double bowing. And it tracks really well.
And it does the thing. I don't understand how it works. It's witchcraft.
Yeah, because it's all in real time. Because you've got a tram on that. So.
It generates the feedback in there, but then somehow... I don't know how, but somehow it works.
Yeah.
It's witchcraft.
And it's not like a fake artifact. It actually sounds like the real deal. And of course, anything like this, you can make it sound like natural.
Yeah.
Natural feedback, as if you're
Yeah.
rocking out. Or you can do take it to extreme levels and use it like the string thing, the EBow type effect.
Yeah. So, I think at the factory in China where they make them, they shrunk some people. And there's some really tiny people with like a full double Marshall stack. And they're in there and they're listening to what you're playing.
And just some humbuckers.
They're just standing there with
just a pair of humbuckers.
That's what they do. Oh, the one thing we haven't shown yet is the momentary mode.
Yeah, cool.
Which is actually, I think, in a live situation, that's probably a cool way of using it. Where so as soon as you step on it, it kind of engages to. So if you, hang on, maybe play some. Is it new? No.
Okay.
So if you just play something.
Sure, okay, I'll play a lead later.
And so on. So actually, as you put your foot on it, it engages it. And again, also the onset tells you how quickly or slowly it goes into feedback. So you can make it quite natural.
Yeah.
Actually, one of the main reasons why I got this is I started using in-ears more and more now at gigs, and not actually having a speaker cabinet on stage. So just using speaker emulation, having an amp, but speaker emulation. It's just, you've got to do it at a lot of venues anyway. And one of the things that I was missing with in-ears and no speakers on stage is you just don't get feedback.
Not at all.
You just don't get
It just
feedback.
doesn't work if you hold it up to
your headphones.
the
No.
back of your ear.
And that's one of the main reasons why I got it. And I think I'm going to use it quite a bit because I really dig it. I think it sounds and feels like real feedback.
Yeah, especially if you have it kind of slow attack.
Slow attack and have some reverb or delay on. So kind of just gradually go. It just sounds really cool. I don't know how they do it, but they do it. And it's a mega sturdy enclosure. So it's one of those things that'll last for quite a while, I think. So
yeah, they're hitting some home runs with these whole bunch of pedals over here.
kudos, Digitech, kudos.
We dig.
If you want to send us some more stuff, feel free. So I think that's pretty much it. That's the freak out.
Yeah.
So if you want to freak out with some freak out feedback, I don't know. If you want to
fail.
If you want some feedback, natural feedback creating kind of stuff, this is the pedal for you. And it's kind of shiny and stuff. Looks kind of cool too.
Yeah, it's cool. So if you like that, please subscribe to our channel and check out our Facebook page too, which is links below.
And let us know if you want us to do an EBO freakout shootout. And if you want us to play the EBO through the freakout.
Ooh, with the Metal Zone.
Wow, that's like the best video ever. So let us know. And whatever he was talking about, the podcast and...
Yes, and podcast.
Podcast. What, were you or were you not?
I was about to.
About to, okay, sorry. Before I
check out links below and please check them out. Yeah. Thanks for watching. See ya.
Bye.